All right, let's see if we've got sound before I start. We should have. Let me see. Let's see if. Okay, there is sound. All right, so everything's ready. That's cool. So one last look. Is everything prepared here? Yeah, apparently all is in order. So we can start. My name is Hightech, of course, and on these live streams, I talk about what just happened today in the cryptocurrency market, what I think about it regarding 11 years of my experience, and in between the lines, I talk about what Hightech meme coin is. Here is he in the bottom section of the screen. The mint address of it is a Solana meme coin, and briefly I explain why you might be interested to get yourself some. So yeah, so Jesus is king, and let's start. Let's go. If you guys have any questions, as I left in the comment, you feel free to write them in the live chat. I mean, I left it in the live chat, not in the comment, in the live chat. And one thing to be aware is that I can get disconnected because my internet connection is not the most stable one recent days, especially at these hours. I don't know why. So worry not. If I get disconnected, I will come back quite quickly within 1 minute. I'll be back and I will continue the live stream. So that's like a community message. So let's see. Yesterday I got quite a lot of visibility on the live stream when I was live streaming around this time. So that was really cool. Hopefully today it repeats. So yeah, the title is of today's live stream is Bitcoin to 60K. I've seen a prediction of I don't remember who was that, to be honest. Somebody said on X that Bitcoin will go to 60K, but not in the meaning that it's going to happen right now. I mean, because now we are having a little bit of a selling pressure on Bitcoin, right? We went even below 110K, which is quite funny because I remember one guy on X, he posted, you will not see a sub 110K price anymore. Like shortly after he wrote it, Bitcoin dipped below 110K now, and now long after it actually, abandoned that price region. For instance, sometime we went even above 116K. We are still revisiting it, which is perfectly fine because this is a very volatile asset. So nothing to be surprised about, nothing to be worried about. It's just perfectly normal. Apparently, we are shaking out of weak hands. I mean, this is the most bullish part of the year. In my mind, it's really difficult to expect any large corrections from here for the next, let's say, I don't know, at least 3 weeks. I think we are super safe against any large corrections, especially with that we already had one, right? We on Friday the 10th we already had one large correction on Bitcoin market and altcoin on the altcoin market. So that's why it makes it much more less likely we'll get another one, right? It actually makes it extremely extremely unlikely we'll get another one. Guys, if you have any questions, leave them in the chat. Don't forget about that. And as soon as I notice, I will give you my take on it, of course. I'm not going to lie to you, I'm extremely tired because it's quite late where I'm at. It's 2:30 a.m. and I had a really hard training session before late afternoon, so I'm really exhausted. So at times you can hear it. I think you will be able to hear it, but I'm trying to do my best. So yeah, as of now, the trade is giving me a little bit of a round trip. I still haven't received exit signal, and it may not happen to be honest because I think it is very probable the price will bounce back up, and we will actually follow to higher price levels, which does not mean it has to happen, because I've been wrong in the past. It's not like I'm I'm alpha and omega of knowing what the hell is about to happen. Nobody really knows it. There is literally not even one entity in this space that knows it with 100% of certainty. Don't let you get fooled by anyone who tells you that there are, I don't know, some guys that literally can pass it from left to right, from right to left. Absolutely not. There's nobody like that. Even the biggest guys cannot pull that one off. It's always, some sort of let's say, a vector that is composed of several forces that are trying to fight each other. So yeah, at the end of the day, nobody really knows the final outcome of it. But yeah, I mean, if you look at it under a small time frame, you can get an impression. The selling pressure is overwhelming here. We must go down. We must, break 100K, then 90K, and then that 60K from the title becomes much more likely to happen. But yeah, just hold your horses just yet. I mean, from the very top to very bottom of this move, how many percent we went? Like 6%, slightly over 6%. Me myself, after soon to be even over 11 years of my presence here, if it stays below plus minus 10%, I do not really treat it as anything. I treat it as a regular price action noise, because that's how volatile this market is. And yeah, after a while, you just learn it, and you don't really pay too much attention to something like this anymore, unless you're trying to trade it on futures market, which I highly discourage you to do so, because you are trying to guess totally random things, and it cannot end up well. When you I mean, the start of that sentence, totally random things, should be kind of an indicator that you're not really stomping on any ground that gives you any sort of advantage. Actually, the other way around. So that's why you will never see me shilling Rafflinks to any futures exchange. Absolutely not. That's impossible. That goes literally against my, let's say, ethical code, because just simply know you're destined to lose there, and there is literally nothing you can do about it. So that's just unfair. Why would I push you in such environment, having that awareness? So yeah, so as of now, it looks a little bit scary. The good out of all of this situation, because there is some good parts of what is going on, believe me or not, is that Bitcoin dominance is getting reduced. Finally, it's giving up. And I really, really, really like the way this daily looks. And if you watched my yesterday's live stream, or the one before yesterday, or even the uh, yeah, or even the one that I recorded earlier today, you know that I'm eagerly awaiting this uptrend to break down, and every single stronger sign, it could be it, gets us closer to it, because I have zero doubt it will have to break down at some point. The only thing, of course, is that I do not know when that will be exactly, because we had a few occasions already, like for example here, it was looking good, here it was looking good, even here it was looking good, and it kept going up. But every single attempt of breaking it gives us a very decent chance of kind of a waterfall from here, and then we'll be able to finally take out this local low. And after that, all of the fun will start. All of hell will break loose in the altcoin market, and it's about time. It's about time. We're entering November, which is statistically one of the most bullish months. October, November, those are the most bullish months. So what we've got, like today and tomorrow, right? Left of October, and we are entering November. So the highest time. I think if it closes like this, I mean, we still have like 23 minutes remaining. If what I was warning about at the beginning of this live stream, that I can get a disconnection or two maybe during this live stream. So one just happened. So hopefully that will be it. And I just I just noticed somebody with a very weird nickname, GHSTFC LLC, has written, "Thank you for your advice, sir. Appreciate your videos." Okay, that's a nice one. You're welcome. Which is quite funny because I'm focusing on vertical version of this live stream because I see much more activity here, much more views, much more people visiting, and here it's very very rare. So that's why I probably reacted a little bit too late with a large delay. So I apologize. I apologize for that. I will try to do a better job next time. But yeah, this is really exciting. This really excites me. I've been waiting for it quite a while already, actually since here. So that has been 46 days, 46 days of waiting for escalation of this drop, and yeah, it gave me a very decent vacation season here. Well, as you see, it's only 20 minutes remaining, and we still, at least with candle body, we are taking out this low here, so that for many trading systems should be a sign. So yeah, I'm I'm with my hopes up. And the other chart, which at least in theory should represent the whole of the outcome market, today is having a green daily. Most of the day, I think it was green. Occasionally it flips red, but mostly green. So it will be good, of course, if it closes green. Then we are probably up for a rebound and a creation of a larger uptrend, because so far here we have a lower high, and here we have another lower high, right? So if we don't pay attention to at what support levels we're actually resting, then what one could get impression that this chart is giving up to the selling pressure, right? But in larger picture, when you look at how this zone has worked so far, it has done the job very very well. So that is why I'm betting on it to work this time too. Especially that this sell-off here was very very aggressive on Friday 10th, and that's why the after effect, which is this price action here, should look somewhat different against how it was playing out here and here, right? Because we literally, let's say, the selling pressure that was redistributed here, in this case of this dip, it happened in one candle, in one daily candle, which was literally Friday 10th. So that's why we should not have any kind of going into that zone and kind of time of going into that zone, staying there, and then finding a solid ground to bounce from. It actually should happen, at the levels we are currently at. So, well, of course, I could be wrong. That's always the case. I think those are the probabilities. I think it's just much more likely for it to play out like this. But at the end of the day, the time will tell. There's just too many things that favorite really right now. Not only that huge sell-off. Many coins went literally minus 99% in a blink of an eye. But also part of the year, right? And statistically strongest month. So I think this is a very powerful combination, and on top of it we can add it constantly lowering interest rates. We can also add performance of S&P 500, which is very good today. We also had a new all-time high. So literally day after day, we are scoring all-time high after all-time high after all-time high. And that means a capital rotation from S&P, at least in part, will have to happen, and that capital has to travel, come over to, at least partially, come over to the altcoin market at some point. And gold is correcting too, which probably already started at least some of capital rotation. Maybe for now is benefiting S&P 500, so the stock market, right? But if that's the case, then after first profits get taken in the stock market, it will have to pour onto the altcoin market and Bitcoin market, the altcoin market. I'll be very, very surprised and disappointed at the same time if that does not occur, but it will be extremely weird, extremely weird. Everything is possible, but a good practice is not to go with things that carry little probabilities. So yeah, I see today my exposure on YouTube is not really the greatest. So far, just 15 views. I'm slightly disappointed, but maybe it will kick in a little bit later if I give it some more time. Guys, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe, of course, to the channel. That one is a must, is a requirement. Of course, I say it jokingly. And don't forget who is the sponsor of the channel. That is Hightech Meme Coin, the only project I will be ever promoting here. That is why it translates somewhat, to a stock market of this YouTube channel and my other YouTube channel, which is actually much larger than this one, like 10 times larger. So that's why this is quite an interesting proposition here. And yeah, I think you should throw at it $1 or two. Upside potential is immense, and the risk practically practically zero, right? Because if you, let's say, risk $1 or $2, that will definitely um, not impact your will not impact your pocket in case of a loss, which, to be honest, I think is extremely unlikely. Extremely unlikely to happen because this market is still very, very slow and it's just first days. So it has, and this is a lifetime project, so it has many great things ahead of it in the pipeline. So if you guys have any questions, ask me in the live chat, of course. That's the main point, the strongest point of this channel, that I do not produce static content. You can literally almost talk to me every single day. Clear out your doubts if you've got any. Ask about what to do if you feel a little bit lost. I've been here for 11 years. I mean, in this space, in this market, so I've seen it all. I definitely am capable of giving you a very good advice. So yeah, let's take a look. Liquidation heat map on Conglass, and as you see, most of liquidity is above the price, and that highly suggests after the market makers scooped up the liquidity that was beneath, highly suggests that probabilities are for a price recovery. Maybe we'll have another dip, one more dip. Allow me actually to refresh it because I haven't refreshed it for a few hours. Yeah, so we already went for this liquidity beneath, and I think that will be it. So market makers liquidated the longs, so now we are going for the shorts. Highly likely. So how high we can go here? Yeah, 116,000 looks like it's quite certain. But do not try to trade it with leverage, please, because you'll probably end up losing money. If you trade cryptos, always stick to the spot market. If you're not absolutely crushing it in the spot market, it's totally unreasonable for you to even come close to futures market because it requires much, much higher grade of precision than trading on the spot market. It's actually so high that even neural networks fail in trading it. So if if you don't realize that you're probably worse trader than a neural network that has been trained for that specific task, then I'm afraid literally nothing, no one and nothing can help you. You will just lose all of the money that get in your hands, that fall in your hands. So yes, that's the good news, right? That's the good news. Looks like this liquidity is organic. I don't really think there is any spoofing in here. I mean, at least not now. So this picture, clears things out fairly well. And let's take a look. What about liquidation levels? How high has it been for the last 24 hours? 236 million on Bitcoin and 161 on Ethereum. Okay, on Bitcoin, that's something. Yeah, above $200. So that's something. That's something. And mostly longs, right? Got liquidated. Yeah, that should tell you something about derivatives market, right? Whenever numbers are high here, probably you just got spunked if you are trading on futures market. And some people never learn. I hope it's not you. I hope you will listen at some point after losing, I don't know, for 20th time. I mean, once in a while you will get a nice series of wins, but that's only to fool you into thinking that no, it's possible, it's possible. Yeah. Don't listen to that guy. It's possible. You can become rich if you only know the secret. No, there is no secret. The secret is, let me tell you, the secret is that the only guys that make money on futures market are market makers because they have all of the arguments of power. They can pump the spot, dump the spot, and then whatever you bet on in futures market, you lose it. And they of course closely looking at it, and they see if there is a little bit too longs open, they'll be dumping the spot price, and opening a large short the way so you cannot really see it on time in order books, and they will be literally scooping all of that liquidity. If there is a little bit too many shorts, they will do the opposite, right? And they keep doing it over and over again. So that's why it makes literally zero sense to be trading futures market. Yeah, Fear and Greed index is at 39, altcoin season index at 31. Somewhat close, but it's still cold. I consider it a cold level. And ETFs had inflows yesterday on Monday, larger than on Friday. Not the most spectacular, but nonetheless, it's definitely something. 448, over 448 million dollars in total, Bitcoin and Ethereum combined. So half a billion dollars. Nothing, nothing to complain about. Definitely, guys. Share, like, and subscribe if you haven't done so. Of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Remember, I live stream every single day. Recently, I even do it twice a day because these are the most bullish months. So I'm trying to make use of it. Take advantage of it. And yeah, so far so good. I've been seeing an increase in subscribers, but of course I want more. I want to quickly grow this channel to 1,000 subscribers. Still a long way, but if I don't push it, it will definitely never happen. So the the work must be done. So subscribe, guys, subscribe and help me in achieving it as fast as possible. Especially that, like I said, probably I am the only guy that will tell you the whole truth about what is going on. I have zero incentive to lie to you. Actually, the other way around, the something completely opposite. I never sugarcoat anything. That's the way I am. So, okay, let's take a look at my X timeline and let's see what this page is talking about. I think maybe it was Tim Lee who said that Bitcoin will still fall to 60K, and I think he was referring to the volatility of crypto market that will not be removed for quite some time to come, and I cannot disagree with it. Bitcoin will definitely, all of the market will definitely at some point experience a very sizable correction of, I don't know, minus 80% or something in that vicinity. But that's not now. That's not yet. I mean, the outcome market still has not, exited its bear market yet. But we must have a sizable bull market in the outcome market, and then we can talk about large corrections. So yeah, okay, let's switch over to Bitcoin here on the chart, because otherwise we will not have a nice look into what is going on here. So yeah, the selling pressure still exists, but at some point it will have to let it go. I don't believe we are going to see a larger move coming out of this one. It's not going to grow into something big. I would not bet on it. If I were you, I would definitely not bet on it. Again, that does not mean it's not going to happen, because I've been wrong in the past, could be wrong in the future, but that's my take. I've been also very right in the past. Many times I've been very, very right. So let's be fair here. So that's why it's not like you can completely ignore what I've got to say, what I've got to tell. Bitcoin archive. Bitcoin accumulation addresses have surged a new high since the October 10th crash. Smart money bought the dip. I don't think it was happening only on Bitcoin. I think it was happening across the board. When we switch over to crypto bubbles, we see quite a lot of green intersected, of course, with some red here and there. KDA, to my great surprise, it went even lower, making it looking very juicy, to be honest. Very, very juicy. I really like the way this chart looks. It looks so exhausted. It's actually very difficult to find another chart like this of a coin that is listed on largest exchanges like Bybit, OKEx, Binance. And Binance is the biggest by far, right? Binance is like larger than six next exchanges altogether. That's how big Binance is. It's enormous. So what what advantage it gives? Well, if whenever a coin looks like this, is beaten up, pressed against the floor so much it cannot get pressed, any longer, and it's listed on one of the largest, if not the largest, like in this case, this one is largest on. Sorry, this one is listed on Binance, so the largest one. It has instant access to all of the money that trades on that exchange. So whenever here a pump will start, it can call attention of all of the remaining systems, all of the remaining traders that will decide to actually join the pump and will push the price way, way above whoever ever imagined from this zone right here. So I think the party could be, of course, spoiled by Binance delisting, but I'm not really sure if it has happened, because from here it fell like another 40%. I have not checked, yeah, 43% from this top until this bottom. You know what? Let me ask Grok about it. Grok will probably know. Was KDA already delisted from Binance? No, not delisted. Announcement was actually, did Binance? Oh my God, I'm struggling with my English. Did Binance announce delisting KDA already? I told you I'm tired. Guys, ask me questions if you've got any. It's always much funnier, much more enjoyable whenever there is interaction from the other side of the screen. Share, like, and subscribe. Don't forget about that part too. Yes, Binance announced on October 29th that it will delist Cadena from all spot trading pairs. Okay. Along with Flamingo and Perp. Okay, Perp too? Damn. So I trade Perp, so I have to change it for something else. Thanks, Binance, and they make me work for free again. I'll have to replace it with some other trading pair. All right, so that's bad news. But yeah, if you trade on any other exchange that still has Cardano listed, I think you should be watching out for it, to be honest, because it will recover at least in part. It will have. I mean, after such a beat up, it will have to experience some sort of a, at least dead cat bounce. But in this case, this dead cat bounce can be of, I don't know, size of a 500% rally or something like that. So yeah. Okay, let's let's move on. Crypto saving expert Grayscale Solana Trust ETF approved for NYSE ARCA listing, and registration trading begins tomorrow. Another spot Solana ETF launches in the US. I wonder if this one, yeah, this one I think has staking too. Yeah, this one, yes, it offers staking rewards. So that makes it extremely interesting, given that I don't think there is any Ethereum ETF that offers staking rewards. The shift is real. The world's biggest financial players are moving on chain and they are choosing Say network. I don't think so. Most of them, I think they choose Solana mostly. BlackRock, Apollo, Circle, PayPal, Brevan, Howard, Ondo. Say is quietly becoming the coordination layer for global finance. RWA is being on board. Okay, let's confront it with Grok. Let's see what Grok has to say about it. It's very useful to use Grok whenever you have a little bit of a doubt or you want to verify if the information served, in a post is actually somewhat reliable or not. Recent coverage including Coinbase, no, 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 no. So here we have here we don't have any opinion about it. So let me drive conversation into it. Is Solana chosen more often by the is Solana chosen more often by the institutions? Let's see. Let him compare. I think yeah, Solana is stronger in that department. Yeah, Solana has indeed seen more widespread institutional adoption to date, particularly in areas like ETF, stablecoin, infrastructure, and payment, where its high throughput and established ecosystem give it an edge, you see. Because Solana is the fastest, is the cheapest and the fastest. The fastest. It's much more centralized too, but so far it has not been a problem in the blockchain ecosystem. So yeah, you see, always check. Whenever you see a post like this, always check it with Grok. That will probably save you from a lot of trouble. Because these guys, they don't care. They will, whatever they loaded up with their bugs, they'll be pushing it right in your face, and they will not care at all if it's true or not. They will just want you to pump your bug, and that they don't even realize it's not the way it works. Coinvo latest. Grayscale Solana ETF has been approved for listing in the US. Okay, that was 11 hours ago. Tom Lee's Bitmain has just bought 130 million worth of Ethereum. Yeah, they keep buying. Tom Lee is now a microsaver of Ethereum, apparently. Somebody gave him that title and it's difficult to disagree. Guys, don't forget about subscribing to the channel. Okay, let's switch back to the Bitcoin here. And it's still not rebounding. Right now we are below 110k, but it will rebound at some point and it will do it explosively. Why? Well, probably because of this one here. Because more and more people start to pile in and they try to short this. So they are literally creating a strong incentive for market makers to wipe them up, mop the floor with them. But yeah, if you have that little understanding of what you got yourself into, then who you can blame? Justin. Germany's AFD party has proposed creating a national strategy. Bitcoin reserve. Yeah, we've seen that's what 15 hours ago. We've seen it already. My last live stream. So nothing new. Telegram CEO says he thinks Bitcoin will go to $1 million. The government keeps printing money like no tomorrow. Nobody is printing Bitcoin for now. Yeah. Here a comment about how much money got wiped out on derivatives exchanges. Thailand eliminates capital gains tax on Bitcoin and crypto trading. Yeah, this is quite an old news already. Quite old news already. Only 15 days until Bitcoin takes over Amsterdam. We can't wait. Probably some conference in Amsterdam, I imagine. The Federal Reserve just said it will end quantitative tightening by December 1st. I think everyone has it clear it already ended. Why the stock market market pumps if quantitative tightening is still in place? Everybody knows it already ended. And again, you see, BlackRock CEO Larry Fink says Bitcoin price can reach $700,000 per Bitcoin. Yet BlackRock has invested 6 Bitcoin. They have literally 6.15 Bitcoin on their own balance sheet, so nearly nothing. Most of crypto influencers have more on their hard wallets than that. Guys, if you have any questions, ask me in the live chat. It's always very nice. It's much more fun whenever there is any kind of interaction on the other side of the screen, from the other side of the screen. Breaking. Fed to end QT, 1st of December, super bullish for markets, yeah. They keep repeating it. Michael Saylor just said live on CNBC that Bitcoin is going to 150,000 in the next 60 days. It's coming. Yeah, 150. I can believe that. 200. Ah, that will be difficult. But less than 50% from here, achievable. Absolutely achievable. Most bullish part of the year, we just had a huge sell-off. So that makes it really much more possible. Hey guys, allow me to wrap it up because I see the visibility of this live stream is not the best. Nobody's writing anything. Maybe tomorrow will be slightly better. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. And yeah, also know that there is a way of investing in indirect investing in this YouTube channel and my other YouTube channels through High Tech Meme Coin. You can find the link to a tutorial about how to acquire it in the description section of this live stream. And the deal is here that I'm the influencer in the package with this coin. I will keep talking about it, keep spreading brand awareness, and whatever income will come to me through these YouTube channels, it will have to actually pass through this chart, right? So it will be hitting this this market here, and because of it, it will be kind of giving back to the community. So that is why it's something totally new, something nobody ever has tried, and I think fairly soon it will become very interesting here. Things will gain speed. This chart here will become very, very dynamic in a positive sense, of course. These are early days of this market's existence. just 63 holders so far. Very few. So yeah, the asymmetry of a trade here is one of the biggest on the whole internet, I believe. So yeah, consider that. So thank you guys for your time. I see you sometime later today. And cheers.